Дүйнө боюнча 135 мамлекетте жаш балдарга гуманитардык жардам көрсөтүп, алардын укуктарын жактаган SOS Children Villages аттуу кайрымдуулук уюмуна казакстандык ырчы Димаш Кудайбергендин Британиядагы жана Австралиядагы Dears кымбаттуулар деген ат менен белгилүү көрмандары көмөк көрсөтүү долбоорун баштоодо. Албетте коомдо белгилүү адамдар кайрымдуулук кылган учурлар бар. Бирок Борбор Азия керек болсо мурунку союз алкагында кайсы бир ырчынын көрмандары өз алдынча уюшкан түрдө өз кумиринин атынан кайрымдуулук кылганы дээрлик жокко эсе. Мен демилгечилердин бири Димаштын британдык жана дүйнөлүк фан клубунун негизөөчүсү Jill Beecham айымды майкке тарттым. Welcome to our program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I would like to start our conversation by asking first about the initiative to support the SOS Children Village in Kazakhstan. Where did this come from?
Well, originally the idea came from my visit to Kazakhstan to see Dimash in his latest concert in Almaty. When I returned from there, I couldn't change up currency from tenge to UK. So the idea came from wondering whether I'd be able to donate it. And then I spoke to one or two people who mentioned the SOS villages. So that's really where the initial idea came from, and then it's mushroomed from there.
Well, it's not the first time that Dears are expressing their support to Dimash by supporting the charities he was interested or he cares about. As far as I remember, there was a donation done by Dears to which some musical instruments were bought for the music school in October.
Yes.
But this time, this project is going to be in a much more bigger scale?
Yes, that's right. So I'm collaborating with another fan club in Australia. Dinah Buchanan is the founder of that club, and our clubs together will work on 4 streams of fundraising initially, and hoping to get Dears involved with that across the UK and across the world.
Mm-hmm. So in what form this support for these children villages is going to be done?
The types of streams that we're going to support initially. So we had a meeting with SOS Villages recently. Also Kamshat from the Kazakh embassy in London joined us on that meeting, and we all discussed what the needs were of the orphanage. So that's what the purpose of the meeting was, and we produced from that meeting 4 streams to support them with fundraising. All of the details haven't been worked out yet. We're still working on some of them, but the 4 streams would be education, supporting early years right through to teens with education needs. Also for their mental health and well-being. There are some of these children and young people that have had some challenges in life, and Dinah, my other half, is a psychotherapist, so it appealed to her to be able to support with that stream. Another one was to support perhaps with awards for achievement, and we were thinking of something like a Dears Peace Award, as well as other awards for achievements for them as well.
So what does this work actually involve? Donating money?
So yeah, it could be a number of different options. So it would be donations. They could do one-off donations for the particular project. So if we're working on an education project, whatever the needs may be, it could just be that they might need books, they might need pencils, or they might need something greater. One of the other ideas was an English club where native English speakers could use an online platform to support them in learning English. So there could be a number of different options within each of those headings that they can support with, which will come out in the next couple of weeks, exactly what they can do. And we'll be taking Dears information and ideas as well to see what they would like to do to get them involved in it.
As far as I know, the Kazakh embassy in London is also helping you to get connected with the charity.
So Kamshat from the Kazakh embassy is also a Dear, which helps, as you are yourself. And she's been very supportive. She attended the meeting, and I know that the embassy will do whatever they can to support us with these initiatives.
Jill, I can see that you even have your nails painted in the
Yes.
color of Kazakhstan in your jacket. What did you know about Kazakhstan before you have discovered Dimash?
Well, I knew of Kazakhstan. When I was at school, it wasn't a country that we learnt very much about. So it was pleasing to me to learn more once I discovered Dimash. I knew of its existence and roughly where it was in the world, but other than that, I didn't know very much about the culture or anything really, what the land was like. So I've learnt that in the last couple of years, and to visit was just amazing. I mean, it's such a beautiful country, and the Kazakh people are so friendly and warm and inviting. So I've obviously learnt a lot just in that one visit to it.
Actually, you are not the first and not the only one who have discovered Kazakhstan after discovering Dimash. How did you discover Dimash?
Well, I from memory, I think I was watching YouTube one day, as a lot of dears have discovered him, and he popped up, and I think he was singing If I Never Breathe Again, and I thought, oh, what a fantastic voice, who is this man? So I think I spent the next week finding out more about him, looking at his YouTube channel and looking at his social media, talking to other people, and then eventually I found a fan club at which I joined, and found out so much more. So it was a steep learning curve in a short space of time, but I haven't really spent a day where I haven't actually done something, listened to him, or found out a little bit more about him.
Yeah, I guess like many of the dears, you have probably also found so many people who you could relate spiritually or
Yes.
in any other way after discovering Dimash fan clubs.
Yes, absolutely. And we've been lucky in that in the UK we've got some very loyal UK dears. It's still growing in the UK. And we do meet up regularly, and we have some fun times together in the name of Dimash. So yeah, he's responsible for our holidays now, we say, wherever we go, as well as our social events. But we try to do whatever we can to support him, support his career. And I'm sure, as time goes on, we'll be doing a lot more.
And I am also probably not the only one who says that when we go to concerts of Dimash, we discover more and more people who we are familiar with.
Yes.
For instance, you go to a completely different country like Czech Republic when he had his concert in
Yes.
Prague, or Dubai,
Yes.
or Astana.
Yes.
And there were many people who knew each other just because they were traveling from city to city to see his concerts.
Yes.
So what is it, do you think, in Dimash? What is special about him that makes people of all ages to find something special in him and to follow him?
Well, first of all, I think it's his humanity. I think, he has a very generous nature, very kind nature, and that's very appealing to all age groups, male or female. I think that's definitely an attraction. And obviously his voice, but he's so charismatic, and he has a very charismatic personality, and he's like a bridge to all of these different countries, all of these different cultures and different peoples that we wouldn't otherwise meet or engage with, perhaps. It's been fantastic because I've got to know people from all over the world in the last couple of years, and particularly in the last year, that I would never have got to know, and they all have this one thing in common, in that they really love and support him, and they want him to do well. And also they spread the word about Kazakhstan everywhere as well. They're happy, they want to do that. So I think that's it. He's that link, whatever that is, I don't know, it's difficult to say, but there's definitely a link there that is a bridge to all cultures and societies.
So there are so many fan clubs, apart from this UK and worldwide fan club. There are many fan clubs,
Yes,
basically
hundreds.
almost in all the continents now.
Yes.
So are you aware of any activities other fan clubs do?
Well, I think it's the Eurasian Dears. I think they supported SOS and gave a one-off donation. It could be a little bit more than that, but that's what I heard. And I know that they plant trees in Kazakhstan. But, I think there's various different initiatives that all of the Dears do around the world. I know that Mexican Dears have been able to get Dimash on Mexican radio, and I think he's on there regularly now. And also they had, I don't know if it's Mexico or Chile, but they had him in the subways, in the tube stations, playing his music. So I think there's lots of initiatives that go on that perhaps we don't all hear about because of the distance and how far away they are.
Yeah.
But you know, we meet a lot on social media and discuss those things.
Yeah. What amazes me is that very often in his concerts, Dimash makes his dears sing along with him.
Yes.
And I just wonder, so many foreign dears singing some of his Kazakh songs.
Yes.
Do you also take part in those sing-alongs?
I tend to go la 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 because I haven't quite got there yet in learning Kazakh. Well, I would like to, but I do sing along. I did sing along to it in Almaty, but I don't know what I was singing. But I was making noises. But many of my friends, many of the UK dears do. And they've been to. I've only been to one concert so far, and I wanted that to be a special one, to go to his homeland. But I know many of my friends in the UK dears have been, well, and worldwide, have been to many of the concerts that he's had this year and previous to before the pandemic as well. So next year we're hoping that you know, there'll be an announcement of several concerts and we'll be able to book our holidays to go there.
As I have read in many confessions of dears on social media, many of them say that they never expected themselves to become a member of a fan club or follow a young, handsome singer in their senior years.
Yes, no, it's not too difficult to follow him, really. It's quite good fun. But no, I mean, I would never have thought that I'd be in this position 2 years ago. You know, I think my family thought it was a bit strange to start with, but they've got used to it, and they just get used to it after a fashion. But I've always loved music, even, you know, from a teenager. I've always loved music, and so his art is so different from anyone else, I think, that's out there in the market.
And maybe that's exactly what makes fans, what makes dears not only follow him, but also support the charities he cares about.
Absolutely.
Inspires people to, you know, call for goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a huge part of it, I think, that we appreciate that. We're really grateful for that. And, you know, it's so nice to have something positive like that in times where it can be, you know, a bit dark at times in the world. So it's lovely to be able to have that positivity and that light, which I think, you know, he definitely has, and he's able to bring people together, and his family as well, and his family. You know, everyone, the dears love the family too.
Yeah, and being a Dimash dear also involves travel, and it's not only just concert, it's also prayer party and after party.
Yes,
and as I have seen in some of the pictures, many dears go to after parties as well, don't they?
Yes, so we had a fabulous pre-party which was arranged by Almaty dears, and they really looked after us as if we were their family. And it was great fun. So that was the pre-party before the concert in September.
Actually, this spirit also, you know, prevails in many other pre-parties all over the world. I think when Dimash had a concert in London, dears in London also organized a trip on boat on River Thames, and also an after party as well. So, are you planning to go to his next concert?
Definitely, yes, definitely. It would be nice to know when that's going to be, so we can plan our holidays and you know, sort ourselves out in advance for it. But we're hoping that he might come to the UK at some point as well.
And also, what are your hopes about the charity project you have started with Tina Buchanan? Do you think it will grow and go on for quite a long time?
We definitely want it to be a long-term partnership. So we were not really, we didn't really want it just to be a one-off donation. We want to work in partnership with the SOS Villages. And, you know, the reason for that is both our backgrounds. So I'm a childcare lecturer, and I also teach adults that want to take a university course in early years and childhood studies. And Dinah is a psychotherapist, so she's very interested in counselling and well-being. So, you know, it fits with our passion, with our career as well.
Thank you so much, Jill, for coming and
Thank
talking
you
to us.
for inviting me. Really appreciate it. That's lovely to see you
And
again.
good luck in the project.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see you looking my way, and you can feel it when it does for me, baby. I see you looking my way, and you can feel it when it's driving me crazy. Yes, I feel it right, the dream,